Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Attila the Frog. That's right, it's finally time for some new TMNT action figures from Playmates Toys. We've got a bunch of them hitting store shelves right now, and we're going to go and start off a new set of reviews by looking at the leader of the punk frogs, known as Attila. So as you can see, Attila comes on that standard Nick Turtles blister card packaging, features a bright green colors, all four turtles at the top, and it fully showcases our action figure within. And if you flip that around to the back side of the box, we get a bio for Attila straight out of the Nick Turtles cartoon series. Below that, we get a look at several figures currently available in the Nick Turtles toy line, as well as a few that are upcoming, and something different. You'll notice that we've got a little Try Me slot. That way we can actually activate Attila's action feature right here in the box. There's a little hole cut out in front of his face on the front of the blister, and yep, you can make his tongue dart in and out of the box, which is pretty hilarious. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Attila outside of the box. So, Attila, if you saw the episode with him in it, of course he's the leader of the frogs, and he is larger than all the others. He's the big fat frog who basically just sits there and barks orders out at everybody else. So that's exactly what we've got here. He's a very large frog as far as his size goes. You can see he's much more round than, say, Napoleon was, who was tall and lanky. And you got the little frog legs down here, and we got the little arms kind of resting on his belly. There's not a lot going on with this figure, and one of the things about it that I'm really not fond of is the fact that he is hollowed out. I mean, there's just no substance with this figure at all. He's very lightweight, just doesn't really feel like he's as quality made as I'd like him to be. I wish he was more solid and had a little bit more weight to him. I know there's not a lot you can do with a bigger, rounder character like this, but I don't know. There's something about the fact that he's this light that just makes him feel a little cheap, and I kind of don't like that. He's got very minimal articulation, and what I mean by articulation is he just has these ball hinge joints at the shoulders. So the only thing you can really do with him is make his arms move up and down and kind of go, side to side. You're not going to get a lot of great poses out of that, obviously. He pretty much just sits there. We have some pretty minimal paint. We have some pretty minimal paint deco on here as well. The whole figure is just made of this blue plastic. And then we kind of have this white frosting down here on his belly, which looks pretty good. The little necklace around his neck is painted sort of like a goldish color. The eyes are painted on. And then the crown sitting on top of his head made of sticks is all just kind of done in this softer brown plastic. It's non-removable. It's actually glued to the head, but it is a separate piece. And you can see it's much softer than the rest there. And then the back of the figure, where we can see the button for his action feature, also has this big leaf cape. And again, it's all just molded in this light green plastic, so there's no extra paint deco here. That is removable. You can pop that off the back, which reveals all the little warts and everything on the back. You can see it just plugs into these two holes right here. There's little pegs. But yeah, it's just very unpainted on the back. I would have loved to see some more detail on this guy. Since the figure doesn't have any articulation, basically, and since he's so hollowed out, I think this guy really could have shined a lot brighter if he had a really great paint job to bring out, some of the details on here. Just make him look a bit more amphibian-like, kind of give him some slimy look to his skin or something, to make him look more like the cartoon version. So, yeah, all around, he's just not that great, or he's not that exciting, I should say. He's a fine toy, he's just not a very exciting toy. There's not a lot going on with him. Of course, except for that action feature, which I showed you in the box. All you do is you raise this lever up and down, and it makes the red tongue dart in and out of his mouth, which was a common thing for him. He kind of used that as a weapon, of course, kind of darting his tongue around. So it's kind of a fun little action feature there. And, you're always going to have that hole in the front of his face, and you're always going to be able to see part of the tongue there. So that's that. So if you stand him alongside some of the other figures in the line, you can see how big he is, and he's not very tall. In fact, if we measure him up here, you can see he's just at the 4-inch mark with that crown, kind of reaching just the 4-inch mark. So Napoleon is a little bit taller than him. He's roughly the same size as Mikey, but he's a character who, again, should be a little bit bigger. This is a common problem we have in this line. The figures are not really to scale the way we see them in the cartoon series, so that's definitely another place where Attila could have been better. If he was larger and had a better paint job, I would really like this figure a lot more. But as is, there's just not a lot going on with him. He's a bit unexciting. And there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Attila the Frog. This guy is hitting store shelves right now, though he's a bit of the harder one to find for some reason. He's actually on the older packaging. We're getting a packaging change right now, so be on the lookout for him. He should be in store shelves right now, kind of hitting stores around Christmas season, so hopefully we'll start seeing more and more of them. Happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.